Your art doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be detailed. And you don't even need to be naturally good at it. Now, there are probably 3 things that you never hear coming from your art teacher's mouth. But trust me, your work just needs a few quick fixes to help you make getting that A or A-star grade easy. I'm Genevieve, nice to meet you. Don't forget to subscribe. Number 1, use different media. I cannot stress this enough. The examiners love it when you show that you not only have the ability to use lots of different kinds of media, but they also love the idea that you have. They love the thought that you seem to have put into experimenting, and they take from this that you're trying to find the best way to portray your final work in. It's kind of like displaying a process of thought. Just try drawing your pictures in loads of different media. Number 2, use different backgrounds. Now, this kind of comes under the same heading as different media, but I just wanted to emphasize the fact that media isn't just what you use to paint or draw in, but it's also the medium that you do your work on. So, for example, instead of just drawing straight on your page or on white paper, try drawing on book pages, and even try different edges, like burning them. Number 3, show a development of your idea. The examiners also love this. Start with a mind map or some kind of page that shows the beginning of a decision-making process, and as your pages go on through your book, use artist research, experimenting with media, and any other kind of pages to make it look as though you are refining your ideas, which will ultimately lead towards your final piece. Number 4, try to pick a theme and stick with it. When I say this, I don't mean only draw or paint in one kind of style, but it's more to do with the whole developing your idea thing that I just mentioned. Make sure your book kind of starts at a wide angle and treat it as though you are zooming in on what you want your book and work to be. Don't just have a page here and there that are completely irrelevant. Make sure that it all links, and each of the pages are progressions from each other. Number 5, describe, analyze, evaluate, and interpret. Now, these obviously to do with the writing about the work. You should do this for the artist's work, your copies of the artist's work, and even your own work. So firstly, describe. Is it a painting? Is it a sculpture? Is it a drawing? Is there a predominant color scheme? Is tone used dramatically or subtly? Are there sharp lines or smooth? And even, is it big or small? Then analyze. How was it made? What materials are used? Was it completed in stages? Was it made quickly or was it made over a long period of time? Is it abstract? Is it realistic? And what challenges did you or the artist face in making the piece of work? Evaluate. Do you like the work? Do you think it's successful? What have you seen in the artist's work that may be relevant or can be applied to your work? Or if it is your work, what do you like about your methods? And do you want to explore the method or media that you used further? And then finally, interpret. Now, this is the most important part to get that top A-star grade. And to do that, you need to do it well. But doing it well is easy, don't worry. So what is the mood of the art and why? Like, do the colors, shapes, or even textures affect the mood in some way? For example, if there's sharp lines, it may depict anger or stress. If there are cool colors like blue, it may convey sadness. And if it's smooth, the artist may have desired to bring sort of a calming effect to its audience. So use phrases like the underlying theme is, or the hidden meaning behind this piece is. Because let's face it, it's basically English literature, except it's about a piece of art rather than an extract. And if you find it hard to incorporate all these different like analysis-y thingies, then literally just spell out for the examiner and use those 4 words as subheadings. That's what I did. Describe, analyze, evaluate, and interpret. And I got full UM, so I guess it works. Number 6, don't go all out with your background. I mean the background of your book pages. The examiner is not marking you on that, unless of course it's actually part of your piece on the page. Make it easy, because you're gonna have to do it for every single page in your book. Make it subtle and washed out so that it doesn't really take away from your work, and make it a generic kind of color that will match quite a few other colors, unless of course you know the specific theme that you want to do from the beginning and you're going to stick with it. Number 7, now this is an easy one. Highlight keywords. Now, the examiner has to read hundreds, if not thousands of books, so if when they're reading yours, they just happen to miss that slight tiny little bit of text that actually pushes you into the A-star category because they're skimming over what you've written, you will be hitting yourself because literally all you had to do was highlight that part that you thought was A-star. Number 8, don't go overboard with the amount of biographical or autobiographical stuff that you write about the artist. They want to know how you can analyze the art. They don't really care whether whether the artist has a dog or a cat as a pet. Unless, of course, that's actually relevant to their work. Number 9, try to make each page about 70% visual work. Why does my camera keep going out of focus? But yeah, 70% is art after all. You can fill the space with your own original drawing, even if they are only mildly relevant doodles. You can fill it with responses, like your copies of the artist's work, experimental paintings, collages, fabric swatches, or even just color strips. Number 10, justify every decision that you make and explain how it adds to your overall theme. For example, say I was originally planning to do my piece on an emulsion background, then I experimented with doing it on book pages as I showed you before, and I really thought that emphasized and suited my theme well because I wanted to base my overall theme on like imaginational stories and it was kind of Alice in Wonderland inspired, so it kind of just worked. Number 11, show improvement. If you do a really bad doodle in one of your classes, you can even use that to just stick in and take up space. But then next to it, just try and redraw it maybe in like a different way or something and annotate what you did to improve it if you do think it is an improvement. Say whether you think it worked or not and how it related to your whole decision-making process. Like literally, you can make stuff up like, I did this in pen, I don't like drawing in pen, I don't want to do my final piece in pen. Done. Now, number 12 might be kind of a cheat, but honestly, stencil any difficult outlines. It saves so much time, and it's what you go back in and do later that actually makes a difference anyway. Grab a piece of plain white paper, get the picture that you want to stencil up on your computer screen, blue tack the piece of paper to your screen, and then draw around it. And ta-da, you have a perfectly in proportion outline. You're welcome. 13, show your processes. If you do a large scale, in your book, go ahead and do some mini swatches of all the stages that you went through to actually get to your final piece. Or if you can't be bothered to actually redo all the mini swatches, just take pictures as you go along making your final piece. Print those off later, stick it in, and write about it. Literally just say what you did. Number 14, don't leave space blank. Unless, of course, it's for actual effect. If you just leave space blank, the examiner will just think you've run out of ideas. And let's face it, it just makes the page that little bit less interesting. Keep it full, even if it's just putting extra copies of photos in with random different effects on them. Or even adding just like random little spirals and doodles and stuff in little spare spaces just to make it look a little bit more artsy. And finally, number 15. Now this is probably the hardest one because it's not really a quick fix, but be original. The examiner doesn't really want to see that same drawing of a flower for the 100th time, the exact same one that he's seen in about 100 other books. So try and make the pictures that you take to draw from unique, your style unique, and just your general theme and ideas unique. That will keep it original. But yeah, so those are my top 15 tips on quick changes and additions you can make to your GCSE art book to help bump up your grade. As I said before, you don't need talent, although it does help for the most part. But really, you just need logic and a realization that the examiner is only human. So if you make it easier for them to mark by highlighting keywords, more interesting for them to look at by just filling up space, and help it make sense to them just by showing them a process of development, they will just subconsciously like your book better than the last one they saw or the next one they're gonna see. And let's face it, that probably will bump up your mark. So yeah, I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions at all, don't be shy and comment down below. And if you want to see my art books as examples of A-star GCSE art books, I will link them at the end of this video, so don't forget to go check those out. Of course, don't forget to like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and of course, most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys soon in the next video. See ya!